Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London, eBay part-time reseller. I've not done a video in absolutely ages. I can't even remember how long it's been now. I have tried to do a couple, but for whatever reason I've just really struggled to get them uploaded. So I'm giving it another bash here. Hopefully this one gets out onto, actually manage to upload this one. I've had a couple of days been away just in Kent, a place called Sandwich, and there's a few nice places around there, a place called Deal and Margate and Whitstable, and some really nice areas down there. So just had a look in a few of the charity shops. Didn't spend all day sort of just traipsing around charity shops, did actually get some time to relax and eat some nice food and stuff like that. But yeah, I had some really good pickups which I'll whiz through and show you some things to perhaps be on the lookout for in here. First thing's like pretty basic, just a nice pair of Levi's, good one's 34, and they've got like the leather patch, which I seem to find sells quite well. So yeah, they were £6, and they'll get about 25 quid for those. Now this was really nice. I don't really tend to buy many books, but this was sort of like a hardback sort of box set almost of the art of the animated film Open Season, and it's really nice. It's got, I'm not going to get it out, but it's got loads of sort of like postcards attached in there and different bits and pieces. It's really nice. I sold a Nemo one of those quite recently and did well. There's one in America and someone's bid it up to, I think, or a starting bid of 25 quid. I paid £4 on that. We should hopefully get around 30 back at least for that. Mr. and Mrs. underneath there for a couple of quid. That sort of sells for about 10 to 15. This boggle does quite well. You can get upwards for, you can sort of top end, you can get about 20 for it. You press the button and it's sort of got a timer built into it. One of the charity shops had a lot of Warhammer stuff. A lot of it was sort of too old and there's not really any money in a lot of the old stuff, but this one I think is a slightly newer sort of rule book codex, and yeah, that's a quid, and that goes for about £10, so yeah, that wasn't bad. And then most of the other stuff I picked up was media. I know there's one other game this summer, this Party and Co. I've had the bigger box version of this, but this was the sort of summer expansion of it. This was £1.50 and seems to go for about sort of £12. So not a huge amount of money in it, but you know, it's sealed and new inside there, so that's why I went on that. Did well with like some of the media. Now I went to one charity shop and they had absolutely loads. They must have had about, I don't know, 150 sort of Xbox, PlayStation 1 games, all this sort of stuff. And I saw it through the window and thought, oh, here we go. But went in there and a lot of it was rubbish. And I got chatting to the lady at the charity shop. I said, well, did like a dealer or somebody donate this, or what happened here? And she said she collects it all up over the course of the year and then takes it to like a gaming fair, specific gaming fair around where she is, and sells it all at a lot more expensive than what she sells it in the charity shop. And then anything which she can't get at the charity at the gaming fair, she just sort of reduces the price down and just puts it back in the shop. So yeah, I could tell because that, you know, a lot of the stuff had been picked out of it, although the guys who had a first look at it had obviously missed a few bits and pieces. But I thought fair play to her to sort of go to the effort of storing up all these games and these consoles. She said she had 72 consoles. Now I can't believe for a minute 72 consoles have been donated into one shop, unless she's sort of taking them from all other local shops. But I don't know. But she said she did pretty well, and yeah, I was quite impressed that she'd taken the time to do that and to try and obviously make a bit of money. Obviously, these charity shops have targets and stuff like that, so fair play to her. Anyway, so I'll go through what I picked up. Now, I picked up these two games for a couple of quid each. Steel Battalion 1 and 2, well, Steel Battalion and then Line of Contact. Anyone who doesn't know, this came with a massive, great big controller. You can just about see it. I'll see if I can focus it. Can see it on the back there, and this sells for about a couple of £100 still now, maybe upwards, you know, even more depending on the condition of it. But these two games still do quite well. You do actually need the controller to play it, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but this has been sold for like 30-40 quid in the past, and like I was the expansion, I might ask 50 quid for the pair, so that was nice. Another charity shop picked a few more Xbox games. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, complete, really good condition. Top end of that, you get about 30 quid for those, probably ask for about 25 just to get them shifted. Halo 1 and 2 I picked up in a couple of different shops. They both the shops actually had 1 and 2, but they didn't have the instructions in one of them and in the other, so I just sort of, you know, when you're paying £1.50, I just picked up the one that had the instructions. And then this was just a fail. This was £1, but it's not a particularly good game. I thought it was something it wasn't. I couldn't check reception. Picked up some pretty reasonable PS2 games as well. I needed Ratchet and Clank. I've got number 2 and 3, and I think Gladiator. So I've been waiting to get number 1 just so I can do that as a bundle, because I feel that goes quite well like that. So these were all £1, unless I say otherwise. This ordinarily I wouldn't have picked up, but I needed it because I've got a G-Con gun, and it also had an 8 meg memory card in there, and the disc is mint, so that was quite nice. So I can do that as a little pack. This retro game sells for about 6-7 quid by itself, 99p. Midway arcade traces, if you can get sort of 1, 2 and 3 of those, they do quite well, but again, you can do reasonable by itself. Crash Tag Racing, not a huge amount of money in it, but for £1 these are all good. Another copy of Ratchet and Clank, and then this SingStar boy band versus girl bands. This one's actually worth selling by itself. It sort of goes 6-7 quid, or you can bundle it up. Really good find was this Mario Kart 7 for 5 quid. Yeah, 3DS, that still goes well for 20 quid easily, so that was nice. This wasn't great. I've sold this in the past, but like a couple of years ago perhaps, when it was a lot more value in it. That was 99p, but it only sells for about 5 quid. This is one I got out of the shop, which with the lady who'd obviously taken a lot of stuff to the gaming fair, KKND Crossfire, PS1 game. You can get about 15 quid for that. That's a couple of quid. These were 99p. Starship Titanic, I've sold this in the past. I had the big box version of it and not much money in it, but I got, you can get about 5-6 quid for it, so that was a poor pickup because it's big. I might just forget about that one. And then Monkey Island. This comes from the big box, this CD, this smaller CD, so somebody might want it to sort of try and make a complete big box up, but yeah, 99p, that can go for about 10 quid by itself. I think I just saw Lee had sold a brand new and sealed version big box of this for 90 quid, so worth looking out for the new big sealed version of that. Then I picked up some CDs. These are all £1 each. There's a Cataclysm sort of free, this band, I've never really heard of them. I scanned it and they came up reasonable. This one I think is quite rare actually of the three. There's only one on Amazon that's listed like 50 quid, so I'll see. I'll do them as a bundle, but should get some reasonable money for them. Vintage Trouble is scanned in again at sort of a couple of quid, but it seems to sell for about 7-8 quid. Black Sabbath, this has got the sort of hologram front cover to it, double disc, £1.50 I paid for that, but that goes for about, you get about 8 to 10 quid for that. Clutch Full Fathom 5, this was sealed, so it was 2 quid. Magpie's offering you more than that, and then so I can probably get about 7-8 quid on that. Secret 7, these go for about 5-6 quid, so there's not a huge amount of money in it for £1, but they sell really quickly. And then How to Speak Dragonese, I've had that a few times in the past and sold that really well, and that was £1. It's like a 3-disc audiobook. You get about 7-8 quid for that. So all in all, a pretty reasonable pick. Yeah, so there we go. So that was the things that I picked up. So not bad, considering, yeah, I was just sort of nipping into a few shops when I was really taking some time off. So pleased with that. In terms of a couple of little updates and things like that, I'm sure I went on quite a bit about this. It was really irritating. I sold this Windows Vista Ultimate new and sealed. I got like 60 quid for it with another sort of Windows Home Care, and the guy opened it and said that, you can probably actually see it here, yeah, it said it had that whopping great scratch in it, which I don't know. I'd be very surprised if it was actually sold like that. I'm pretty sure he did it, but either way he returned it. And I was pretty convinced that eBay would refund me. I refunded him, and I was pretty sure that they'd refund me back because he hadn't returned it in the condition that I'd sent it to him. But they didn't, and they just wouldn't do anything about it. They said I could open a small claims through court if I wanted to, but just really irritating. And I think some other people have had similar situations on the Facebook group. Fortunately, I only paid, I think it was 20p for this, so it wasn't like a massive loss. It was irritating because it was a £50 sale, but the guy hadn't used the code, the product key in there, and I've since relisted that and sold that for 20 quid, so I'm just going to email that to a guy. So yeah, it was a really irritating one, but obviously got my money back out of it in the end. But yeah, really, really disappointing, because yeah, the eBay policy is just really difficult to get around, because they say there's nowhere that I can prove that I didn't send it to him like that. Although it's new and sealed, they're not to know that I didn't open it, scratch that, and then just post it off to him, which I sort of just about can understand their point, but it just means you're in a very, very difficult position, and you're pretty much going to have to refund, yeah, 95% of the time. So that was that. And then one other thing, I had a nice pickup a couple of last week at the boot sale. I paid £1 for this. This is Sly Raccoon. Well, it's the American version, so it's called Sly Cooper, and it's sort of sealed, sort of not for resale promo version of this. Unfortunately, I thought it was just the full game, but it's only the demo. A guy bought it for 50 quid, and then I double checked because he asked me to, and it was only the demo, which was really irritating. But I've relisted it, and I'll see how I get on. But yeah, that was really nice, considering could easily miss that at the boot sale. Hopefully there'll be some money in it. I don't know if I'm obviously not going to get 50 quid for it because it's not the full game, but it's obviously a really rare item, being not for resale and stuff like that. So fingers crossed, I'll let you know how I got on with that. Sales wise, it'd been quiet, really quiet for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, but in first couple of months of the year, but it's you know, sort of weekends were reasonable, but wasn't much going on during the week. But now it's finally sort of really turned a corner and done really well over the last sort of week or so, which is great. Not really listing any more or less than I ordinarily would. Perhaps not quite as much as I'd like to, but yeah, just about managing to catch up. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. Good stuff going on in the Facebook group. Good to follow some of the posts and some of the things that people have been writing there. So yeah, really interesting. Anyway, guys, hope you're well, and hopefully I managed to upload this. Speak soon. Bye.